Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. Now, real quick, before we start today's video, I want you guys to check out some of these fan-sent photos. A couple and their adorable little baby kind of made like a bet. Like the wife asked the husband, hey, how about we buy some Secureteam hoodies and take this hoodie on a tour to some of the most prolific UFO sighting hotspots in the desert, you know, California, New Mexico, Arizona. And so they sent me in these 3 different photographs here in no particular order. You can see here they went to Socorro, New Mexico, to the Very Large Array, which we've spoken about here, these big, huge radio telescopes. Here, they then traveled to the White Sands National Monument. This was a testing site. Many of you may have heard of the White Sands incident. This is a hub for UFO activity, UFOs messing with missiles and tests, where a missile would be launched and a UFO would appear and send this missile completely off course. And lastly, here they went to the Los Alamos National Labs, where the famous Bob Lazar once worked. I did a very long and very interesting video with Bob Lazar here on the channel. I'll put the link down below. Bob Lazar, if you don't know, is the scientist who in the late 80s purportedly worked and tried to back engineer alien flying saucers at Area 51. And so far, the evidence has seemed to have backed that up completely. And lastly, these wonderful Insomnia Team viewers visited the site of the Roswell UFO crash. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys got the hoodies, and these are some awesome pictures. I love the baby with the awesome red shades on. So thank you guys for watching, and now on to our first UFO clip. This is an oldie but goodie. Now this comes from a feed in NASA's control room, and I think this was back in the mid-90s, where they've got the big screen up, where they got the International Space Station or the space shuttle, and in this clip you can see in the background on this big projector screen a UFO appears and then begins to jet off, and NASA quickly cuts to a different shot and then cuts back to another different shot, as I think they noticed what they were broadcasting to the entire world. Okay, the next 2 clips I'm going to show you are of 2 UFOs that display a very similar characteristic as well many of these UFOs do. Sometimes you'll see these craft darting around, moving, blasting up off into space at a high rate of speed. Other times, and we've shown this in many clips here on the channel, these UFOs will be caught just sitting static in the sky, not moving at all. And in this first clip, we have another, what looks to be a black triangle, as we spoke about in our last video. Check that out, where we show many videos of these mysterious black triangles. And as you'll see here, this thing just sits in the sky.
Estamos en el barrio La Estrada. Estamos referenciando el espacio y ahora apuntamos hacia el cielo para ver un objeto que hace más de 10 minutos estoy enfocando. Hace más de 10-15 minutos que está acá sobrevolando esta área. Intentaré tener un poco de estabilidad. Voy a ampliar el zoom. Lleva bastante tiempo suspendido en el aire este objeto. No se logra identificar qué es. En este momento está más estático. Está suspendido en el aire. Del suelo, del piso donde estamos ubicados, para que haya continuidad en el video.
So this next clip takes place at night, and I've done my best to give you some close-ups here, but we all know how cell phone cameras are, especially at night. We have another object here, likewise sitting static in the sky, not moving whatsoever, appears to be glowing red, and well, check this out.
Sitting there, not moving. That's got to be a massive place for under that.
A platform.
A plane flew under it.
Maybe that's that camera that you've been picking up.
Oh yeah, floating in the sky, it's only about 4 miles away.
So what about drone? You go and stay that still?
That'd be massive if that was a drone. It's just floating.
It's not floating, it's like it's sat on something.
Sat on a cloud.
All right, now here is another extremely fascinating clip. Now, we have all this talk lately, in the past couple of years about the Pentagon releasing a couple of UFO clips. I'm sure you've seen them all, where these American jets have captured these strange objects, some that look like discs, others that look like oval-shaped objects. But another leaked piece of footage that many of you may have not seen comes from the Mexican Air Force, where a couple of jet pilots, or they possibly may be in a helicopter, I'm not sure, but nonetheless, they're flying over, they're pointing the camera down to the ground. We can see the cities down in Mexico, when they suddenly spot an object and they turn on their FLIR camera, their infrared, so this object looks like it's glowing, but it may not be. And they followed this thing for a while. Now, this original clip is very long, but I've cut down to the pieces where I think it's most interesting. They follow this thing, they finally get a lock on it. At one point, you will see it either turn into two separate objects as it's going into the clouds, and then it looks like we see several objects. And then later in the video, it appears as if the camera starts to malfunction. A lot of these UFO clips, when people are filming these things, their cameras, their phones, what have you, will suddenly shut down. They will shut off, no power whatsoever, or they will start getting this interference, as you'll see in this video. So check this out. We don't get a lot of stuff from other countries. There's a wealth of UFO footage out there that I'm going to be exposing here on the channel, not just what the Pentagon feeds us. So tell me what you think.
Qué pinche radar tan huevón, ahora sí quiso, ¿no? Perfecto, procedemos. Órale, tu madre. Órale, pues. Órale. Dale. Hasta luego. Acá atrás de la nube. Ahí va. ¿Y por qué hasta ahorita lo agarras? Es Juárez. ¿Qué es? Un punto. Ahí está. Exactamente atrás de nosotros. Es correcto, ahora está a las 7 de nuestra posición con 10.5 millas. Lleva rumbo 283 y 334 de velocidad. Pues no podemos hacer nada con ese combustible ya. No, pues podemos seguirlo y aterrizar. Siempre tuvimos el contacto de FLIR y contacto radar todo el tiempo. ¿Qué altitud llevaba más o menos, jefe? Yo creo que trae la misma que nosotros. Nosotros como pendejos buscándolo abajo.
Es el ángulo del FLIR recto. Exactamente.
¿Qué tipo de combustible? ¿La luz?
La luz nada más, no se alcanzó a distinguir.
No se alcanzó a distinguir si era avión o algo.
Sí,
es el mismo que hace rato nos dio. ¿Está pendiente? ¿Está pendiente? Sí. Hay que mandarle un reconocimiento a este pinche huracán. 98. Firmado por el cielo. ¿En serio? Sí, Checo. A las 7, a la misma altura.
Hay unas nubes, ahí se ve de ver esto.
Dos horas.
Tiene como a las 7, 8 de la posición. Lo raro es que trae una punta adelante. Un puntito adelante. Ah, cabrón. ¿Dónde está? ¿Se acaba otro?
A ver, ¿qué tenemos? Nada, señor. A ver, permítame, déjale busco. 100 metros.
Comandante, ¿qué es eso?
¿Qué distancia más o menos lo tenías, Telles? Oye, a ver, abusado, es como...
Ahí van más, siguen más atrás. Son 10, 11 objetos.
Son muchos objetos.
Otros 2.
Y son los mismos,
Los tenemos adelante, en medio y a las 8 de
Ahora, los cinturones de seguridad.
¿Dónde está? Si pueden checar por las millas. Otro zoom.
Lleva 95 de rumbo y 52 de velocidad.
A nuestra altura, o sea, no puede ser.
Ese que tienes, ¿en qué posición está? Está ahí abajito, una 9. Okay.
Adelante.
Ese que tienes ahí, ¿a qué posición está?
Lo tengo a las 9.
Jóvenes, no estamos solos. No estamos solos, qué cosa tan rara,
Alright guys, and with that is all I have for you guys today. I appreciate your viewership as always. Viewers to our behind the scenes Patreon page are growing, where I post more personal videos talking about just anything behind the scenes on the channel. If you want to check that out, grab yourself a hoodie, send it in. You guys are awesome as always, and likewise stay tuned to the channel, and I'll see you back in just a bit.